Muscle starts slipping away quietly from your 30s onward. Left unchecked, it steals strength, balance, and independence. That's the problem. Sarcopenia is common, costly, and surprisingly preventable with the right food choices. The solution? Affordable, everyday ingredients that pack the protein, leucine, vitamin D, and omega-3s your muscles crave. No expensive powders required. In the next few minutes, first I'll show the top cheap foods that actually help preserve muscle, why they work, and exact portions that make a difference. Expect simple swaps like egg and oat breakfasts, canned tuna dinners, beans and cottage cheese snacks, plus a couple of quick recipes you can make in under 10 minutes. Stick around and you'll get a practical, budget-friendly grocery list and a 5-day meal plan so you can start protecting muscle today. Watch on. Your future strength depends on it. 1. Why we lose muscle mass faster after 60. Muscle tissue and strength begin to decline more rapidly after about 60, and the reasons are both biological and behavioral. Hormonal shifts reduce anabolic signals. Levels of testosterone, estrogen, and growth-related hormones fall, which blunts the muscle-building response to food and exercise. At the same time, cells become less sensitive to protein stimulus, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. So older muscles need a stronger or more targeted stimulus to grow or even maintain mass. Neuromuscular changes also play a role. Motor neurons withdraw from muscle fibers, leaving fewer, larger motor units and making muscles weaker and less coordinated. Lifestyle factors amplify the biological decline. Many people move less as they age, and even modest reductions in daily activity accelerate atrophy. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often termed inflammaging, further impairs muscle repair and promotes breakdown. Coexisting conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart or lung disease, and long-term use of certain medications, for example corticosteroids, can speed muscle loss. Practical examples are common: struggling to stand from a low chair, feeling winded after carrying groceries, or noticing clothes fit differently in the hips and thighs. These everyday signs reflect both lost strength and reduced muscle mass. There are clear, evidence-based ways to slow and often reverse the trend. Resistance training, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or performing bodyweight exercises stimulates muscle protein synthesis and improves neuromuscular function. Nutritional strategies matter equally. Spreading high-quality protein across meals and choosing leucine-rich options such as dairy, eggs, fish, soy, and legumes helps overcome anabolic resistance. Supporting nutrients like vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids can assist muscle health and reduce inflammation. Ensuring adequate calorie intake is important too, because undereating accelerates catabolism. Combining progressive resistance exercise with targeted nutrition produces bigger gains than either strategy alone. Put the pieces together in simple, actionable steps. Start small and build. 2 to 3 resistance sessions per week that focus on major muscle groups can produce meaningful improvements in strength and function. Pair each meal with a source of high-quality protein and prioritize whole foods like lean meats, dairy, legumes, and oily fish. Check vitamin D status with a healthcare provider and review medications that might contribute to weakness. If mobility or chronic conditions are barriers, a physical therapist or certified trainer can tailor safe, effective routines. Talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian to create a practical plan that fits your health needs. And take the first step today with a short resistance routine and a protein-focused meal. 2. The hidden health risks of sarcopenia. Muscle loss can creep up so slowly that it passes for normal aging until something breaks, literally. Many older adults first notice trouble only after a fall, a hospital stay, or when routine tasks like carrying groceries or rising from a chair become hard. That gradual decline is dangerous because diminished muscle mass and strength increase the risk of falls, fractures, prolonged hospitalization, and loss of independence. A weaker body also means harder recovery from illness or surgery. Patients with low muscle stores tend to take longer to regain function and are more likely to experience complications. The consequences reach far beyond mobility. Skeletal muscle is a key metabolic organ that helps regulate blood sugar and serves as a reservoir of amino acids during stress. When muscle declines, insulin sensitivity can worsen and metabolic control becomes more difficult, contributing to higher likelihood of metabolic syndrome and poorer outcomes in chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart failure. Hidden weight gain can mask the problem. Someone may look stable on the scale while losing muscle and gaining fat, a pattern known as sarcopenic obesity that amplifies cardiovascular and metabolic risks. Immune competence, wound healing, and respiratory strength also suffer when muscle mass dwindles. Respiratory muscles can weaken, reducing cough strength and increasing vulnerability to pneumonia. Postoperative patients with low muscle reserves are more prone to infections and slow wound healing because there are fewer amino acids available for repair. Even medication effects can change. Altered body composition affects how drugs distribute and act in the body, which can complicate dosing in frail individuals. There are clear, practical steps to counter these hidden harms that fit into everyday life. Simple screening, like a quick grip strength check or observing walking speed, helps detect risk early and should prompt a conversation with a clinician or physiotherapist. Interventions focus on preserving and rebuilding strength through resistance-based exercise and ensuring adequate dietary protein and micronutrient support, along with managing inflammation and chronic disease. Start small. Bodyweight movements, chair stands, or resistance band work can be scaled up safely and integrated into weekly routines, while ensuring each meal includes a protein-rich choice supports muscle repair. Bringing these actions together matters. Combine progressive strength training with consistent protein at meals, maintain mobility through regular walking or activity, and get medical advice to check vitamin D status and address any underlying inflammation or hormonal issues. If you notice slower walking, difficulty rising from a chair, or a recent fall, speak with your healthcare provider about simple functional tests and a tailored strength plan. Take action now. Early recognition and targeted steps can prevent the cascade of complications that too often follows unchecked muscle loss. 3. The hashtag one cheap protein source most seniors ignore. Legumes, especially lentils, chickpeas, and canned beans, pack more muscle-preserving protein per dollar than most people expect. A cooked cup of lentils delivers roughly 18 grams of protein. A cup of cooked black beans or chickpeas gives about 14-15 grams. They're shelf-stable, widely available, and far cheaper per serving than many animal proteins, yet they routinely get overlooked at the grocery cart. Not getting enough protein at each meal accelerates muscle loss in older adults. Many experts suggest aiming for roughly 25-30 grams of protein per meal and about 2.5 grams of the amino acid leucine to optimally stimulate muscle synthesis. Plant proteins tend to have less leucine than animal sources, but legumes can still be an effective solution when used smartly. Combine a cup of lentils with a small scoop of Greek yogurt or a sprinkling of grated cheese, and you'll boost both total protein and essential amino acids without spending much. Practical details matter. Use canned beans for convenience. Rinse them to reduce sodium and gas-causing sugars, and keep dry lentils on hand because they cook quickly, often in well under 30 minutes. Turn cooked lentils into a simple bowl with olive oil, chopped tomatoes, spinach, and a soft-boiled egg. Mash chickpeas with olive oil, lemon, and tahini for hummus. Then spread it on whole grain toast and top with sliced cucumber. Stir canned black beans into scrambled eggs or a vegetable skillet. Those small swaps add 7-15 grams of protein per serving and make meals more filling. If gas or digestive discomfort is the reason legumes are ignored, there are easy fixes. Start with half portions and work up. Rinse canned beans thoroughly. Add aromatic spices like cumin, ginger, or fennel seeds while cooking, or try over-the-counter alpha-galactosidase if recommended by a pharmacist. For those who prefer dairy, pair legumes with cottage cheese or Greek yogurt to lift leucine content and texture. Freeze extra portions of cooked lentils in meal-sized bags for quick reheating. Make a simple challenge this week. Add half a cup to a cup of cooked legumes to one meal each day. Swap half the meat in your chili for mixed beans. Top morning toast with hummus and a sliced hard-boiled egg, or ladle lentil soup over a bed of steamed greens with a dollop of yogurt. Small, Consistent swaps like these protect muscle, stretch your food budget, and turn a cheap, ignored pantry staple into one of the best tools seniors have against muscle loss. 4. Top 5 budget-friendly superfoods for muscles. Muscle weakness often comes from too little protein and too few strength-building movements, and correcting diet is one of the easiest, most effective levers to pull. Small shifts, swapping an empty carb snack for a protein-packed choice, preserve strength and make daily tasks easier. Below are 5 affordable foods that deliver the nutrients muscles need and simple ways to use them so they actually fit into busy lives. Eggs are inexpensive, complete protein in a compact package. One large egg supplies about 6 grams of high-quality protein and contains the essential amino acid leucine, which helps trigger muscle protein synthesis. Hard-boil a batch at the start of the week for grab-and-go snacks. Scramble them into mixed vegetable breakfasts, or fold a couple into whole grain toast for a quick post-workout meal. They're versatile. Pair with spinach and canned tomatoes for a savory bowl, or chop into a tuna or bean salad to boost protein without much extra cost. Canned oily fish, tuna, and sardines give concentrated protein plus heart-healthy omega-3s and long shelf life, making them extremely cost-effective pantry staples. Use canned tuna with a can of white beans, lemon, and chopped parsley for a filling salad. Mash sardines into whole grain toast with mustard and pickles for an instant savory snack. Look for BPA-free cans if that's a concern, and rotate between water-packed tuna and oil-packed sardines to vary flavor and fat content. Dried lentils and beans are among the cheapest sources of plant protein per serving, and they add fiber and micronutrients that support recovery and gut health. Cooked lentils can be turned into a hearty chili, a simple dal with spices and greens, or mixed with rice for a full complement meal. Canned versions shorten prep time without much extra cost. Rinse them to reduce sodium. For convenience, toss a cup of cooked lentils into a salad or blend them into a quick patty, seasoned with cumin and garlic. Oats are a budget-friendly complex carbohydrate with modest protein, which helps sustain energy for resistance exercise and recovery. Prepare overnight oats with milk or a dollop of cottage cheese to boost the protein content, or make savory oats with a poached egg and hot sauce for a lunch that keeps you full. Rolled oats also bulk up smoothies and meatloaves and act as a cheap binder for homemade protein-packed pancakes. Cottage cheese is a high-protein dairy that's inexpensive and excellent before bed because its casein protein digests slowly, supporting overnight muscle repair. Eat it plain with fruit, mix with canned pineapple and a spoonful of oats for a portable snack, or stir in herbs and lemon to serve beside roasted vegetables. Low-fat and regular varieties both provide useful protein. Choose whichever fits calories and taste preferences. Start integrating these foods by aiming to include at least one at each main meal. Eggs at breakfast, lentils or oats midday, tuna or cottage cheese for snacks and dinner. Meal prep strategies: batch boiling eggs, cooking a pot of lentils, and portioning cottage cheese into snack containers make maintaining consistent protein easier than constant shopping. Try a week-long plan: hard-boiled eggs and oats for breakfast, tuna bean salad for lunch, lentil stew for dinner, and cottage cheese as an afternoon pick-me-up. Track how you feel and your energy through the week, and if preserving or rebuilding strength is a priority, bring this food pattern to your next check-in with a clinician or dietitian who can personalize portion sizes and timing. 5. How to combine these foods for maximum absorption. Older adults often need more than just extra protein. They need smarter combinations that overcome age-related anabolic resistance and improve nutrient uptake. Pairing high-quality protein with leucine-rich foods, such as dairy, eggs, lean meat, soy, or canned tuna, triggers muscle protein synthesis more effectively. Aim for roughly 25-30 grams of complete protein per meal and include a leucine source, about 2.5-3 grams, when possible to reach the threshold older muscles respond to. Not all nutrients are absorbed equally on their own. Non-heme iron from plant sources, lentils, spinach, beans, is poorly absorbed unless paired with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers, citrus, or strawberries. A small glass of orange juice or a squeeze of lemon on a lentil salad can dramatically improve iron uptake. Fat-soluble nutrients such as vitamin D and omega-3s require dietary fat for optimal absorption. So serve fatty fish or fortified milk with a drizzle of olive oil, avocado, or full-fat yogurt. Protein plus carbohydrate after resistance exercise amplifies amino acid uptake into muscle, so a post-workout snack combining milk or a whey shake with a banana or whole grain toast is practical and effective. Some food combinations actively work against absorption and should be timed or prepared differently. Tea and coffee contain tannins that reduce iron absorption, so separate them from iron-rich meals by an hour or more. Phytates in raw legumes and whole grains can bind minerals. Soaking, sprouting, fermenting, or using sourdough methods reduces phytate content and increases mineral bioavailability. Calcium in large supplemental doses can interfere with iron uptake, so take calcium supplements at a different time than iron-rich meals or consult a clinician for timing advice. Practical meal examples make these principles usable. Breakfast. Greek yogurt stirred with berries and a spoonful of ground flax or nut butter supplies protein, leucine, antioxidants, and healthy fats to aid vitamin absorption. Lunch. A spinach and chickpea salad dressed with olive oil and lemon, plus a side of whole grain bread, combines iron, vitamin C, fat for fat-soluble vitamins, and complementary plant proteins. Dinner. Grilled salmon or canned sardines on toast with avocado and a side of roasted bell peppers supplies omega-3s, vitamin D, healthy fat, and vitamin C to support recovery and muscle-building processes. Snacks/post-workout. A milk-based smoothie with whey or silken tofu, banana, and a handful of frozen berries gives protein, carbs, and vitamin C in one easy sip. Integration into daily routine is the final step. Spread high-quality protein across 3 meals rather than clustering it at dinner. Pair plant proteins deliberately to form complete amino acid profiles. Beans plus rice or hummus plus whole wheat pita. And cook or prep foods in ways that reduce inhibitors. Soak beans, ferment grains. Small changes add up. Swap instant coffee for herbal tea at meals. Add a citrus wedge to salads. And include a fat source with every meal that contains vitamin D or other fat-soluble nutrients. Start with 1 meal today. Pick a protein, add a vitamin C-rich side, include a healthy fat, and avoid tea or coffee with that plate. Repeat this pattern daily and pair it with regular resistance exercise for the biggest gains in muscle maintenance and strength. 6. CTA, Simple Daily Meal Plan Idea. Muscle weakness often sneaks up when daily meals are low in complete protein and spread unevenly. And the good news is that small, affordable swaps can make a big difference. Start with readily available, budget-friendly staples: eggs, canned fish, legumes, dairy, oats, frozen vegetables, and peanut butter. And you already have the building blocks to slow or reverse sarcopenia. Real-life kitchens use these items because they store well, cost less per serving than many processed foods, and combine into satisfying meals that support muscle maintenance. Build the solution around consistent protein at each eating occasion, combined with easy-to-prepare carbs and vegetables. For breakfast, try a quick scramble of 2 eggs stirred into oats or served with a slice of whole grain toast and a banana. Eggs supply high-quality protein and are inexpensive. Mid-morning, a snack of plain Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, topped with frozen berries or a spoon of peanut butter, keeps protein steady and tastes like a treat. Lunch can be a hearty bean and canned tuna salad. Mix rinsed canned beans, a drained can of tuna or sardines, chopped onion and frozen corn, dressed with olive oil and lemon. No stove required if you use canned items, and microwave corn briefly. Dinner is a chance to bulk up protein affordably. Simmer lentils or split peas with diced potatoes and frozen mixed vegetables. Then stir in crumbled feta or a scoop of cottage cheese for extra richness. On alternate nights, roast bone-in chicken thighs or pan-sear tofu with a side of mashed sweet potato and sautéed frozen greens. Both options stretch a budget while delivering solid protein and iron. Keep a simple evening snack like a small bowl of milk with oats or a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter for extra calories and amino acids before bed, which can support overnight muscle repair. Integrate this plan into your week with minimal effort by batching and swapping. Cook a large pot of lentil soup or chili and portion it into reusable containers. That same base can become a lunch wrap one day and a warm dinner the next. Buy mixed frozen vegetables and rotate proteins: eggs, canned fish, legumes, dairy, and occasional lean meat, so meals don't feel repetitive. Pair meals with brief resistance work, 2 to 3 short sessions of squats, push movements, and rows per week amplify the muscle-preserving effects of the food. Shopping tip: choose items with long shelf life and low cost per serving, like dried or canned legumes, bulk oats, and frozen produce. Try this simple daily blueprint for 1 week and tweak based on taste and availability. Breakfast scramble with oats and fruit. Mid-morning dairy or nut butter snack. Tuna and bean lunch. Afternoon fruit or yogurt. Lentil or chicken-based dinner. Light evening milk and oats or toast. Make a 1-page grocery list from these staples. Prep 2 or 3 dishes on a weekend afternoon, and track how you feel. More energy and steadier strength are realistic early wins. Start today. Pick 3 affordable protein foods from your pantry. Plan 3 meals that include them, and prepare once to eat smarter all week. Before you click away, remember, starting around your 30s, we slowly lose muscle if we don't act, and you don't need expensive supplements to fight it. The solution is simple, affordable, and practical. Stock up on eggs, canned tuna or sardines, beans and lentils, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, oats, milk, frozen veggies, and peanut butter. Those foods pack protein, calories, and nutrients that help preserve muscle when you eat them regularly and spread through the day. Quick details: aim to include a protein source at every meal, roughly 20-30 g for most adults. Pair protein with a little resistance exercise like bodyweight squats or light dumbbells, and favor whole, minimally processed options to keep costs down. Swap a sugary snack for a yogurt and fruit, add an egg or canned fish to your salad, or make a big batch of bean chili to eat all week. Small changes add up fast. Here's the bottom line: affordable proteins plus consistent meals plus simple strength moves equals big protection against sarcopenia. First get it, budget and time are real. Try one swap this week and tell me which one you picked in the comments. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe so you don't miss next time when First will share a 7-day, under $25 grocery plan and 3 10-minute meals that use all these staples. Want a workout to go with it? Say the word and First will drop a beginner strength routine in the next video.